Today I'm going to show you how to manually enter data in your graphing calculator, how to get that data up on the screen, and also do a line of best fit. So first I'm going to manually enter the data, so I go to Stat, Edit, and here are my lists. And there's actually 6 lists by default. You could add more later. We will not worry about that today. So I want to add some data. I'm going to put them in List 1 and List 2. So my data in List 1 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I scroll over to list 2 just by hitting this button, and I'm going to have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21. And both data sets have to have the same number of data points, otherwise you have a mismatch. When you try to graph it, it will not work. You'll get a message that tells you that. Alright, so I've got this data here, but now I need to graph it. So to do that, I have to set the computer up to do that. So I'm going to go to Second, Stat Plot, and I get this menu. You actually can do multiple graphs at once. I hit Enter to select plot number 1, and right now it's off, so I will hit Enter to turn it on. It's a scatter plot, which is what I want, and list 1 is the X data, and list 2 is my Y data, which is what I want here. But this is where you would change those things. If you say, for example, you wanted list number 3 to be your Y data, you can just change it right here. This mark tells me this will put a big mark on the screen so I can see my data. That's good when you don't have a lot of points. Something like this tiny one, might be good if you had, let's say, 50 points or more. Otherwise, it gets very crowded looking on the screen. But we're happy with this right now, and I will hit Enter just to make sure everything's good. And let me try graphing it. And in this case, I think because it was left over from the previous attempt at this video, the data fits nicely on the screen. But I will show you real quick how I could have gotten this anyway. If you go to Zoom number 9, it says Zoom Stat, which means it will zoom in on all your data. You press that, and that's how you get it. If normally your data probably will not be on your screen the way you want it, because it's just left over for, again, like I said, from a previous use of the window. Alright, well obviously we have what appears to be linear data. And so we want to find the line of best fit, the function that fits this data. So I go back to Stat, and I want to do a calculation, so I scroll over. And in this case I want to do a linear regression. So you could either scroll down or press the number 4. In this case I'm going to press the number 4. And I need to tell it what list to do this regression on. So that's going to be second 1, comma, second 2. And I also want to tell it where to put this regression so I can actually see the graph of that. So I put a comma here, and now I'm going to do a little sequence here. I'm going to go to vars, scroll at yvars, function, and y1. And what's going to happen now is it's going to do a regression of list 1 and list 2 and paste that into y1, because currently right now y1 is blank. So when I press Enter, well, it has done the line of best fit. It tells me that the slope of this line is 3, and the y-intercept also happens to be 3. When I hit Graph now, you'll see here that not only did it graph the data, but it also now has created the line of best fit, because here in the y equals, it is now graphing this function. So that's a very simple process. You enter data, you graph the data, and then you do some type of regression fit. And in future videos we'll show you other kinds of fits, like quadratic fits and power fits, but a lot of times it's just a linear fit is all we need. Thank you.